Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
Today we bring you a clear, plain English report on a high-stakes fight that could shape the U.S. economy. President Trump warns of economic collapse if the U.S. Supreme Court strikes down his tariffs, and what he might do if the justices rule against him. President Trump has repeatedly said that his broad, across-the-board tariffs are vital for U.S. national security and for bringing manufacturing back home. He has warned that if the Supreme Court invalidates the legal basis for those tariffs, the country could struggle for years, arguing the duties have driven investment and boosted revenue. The legal battle centers on whether the president could use a 1977 emergency law, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, to impose sweeping import tariffs. Lower courts have already found the use of that law went too far, and the case is now at the Supreme Court. The decision will test how far the presidency can reach into trade policy without direct congressional authorization. If the court rules to strike down the tariffs, the immediate effects could be sharp and messy. Businesses and importers who paid tariffs could seek refunds. Markets would face renewed uncertainty. Some companies that shifted supply chains because of the tariffs could rethink investments. Officials warn the Treasury might face large refund bills and short-term market turbulence. But the White House is not without options. Officials and trade experts say the administration can pivot quickly to other legal tools and keep many duties in place. One likely move is using Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, which lets the president impose tariffs for up to 6 months to address certain import surges and national security questions. That route can be faster and legally cleaner for some measures, though it has limits and may need Congress to extend longer controls. Here is a step-by-step picture of the plan the president is likely to follow if the court rules against him. 1. Immediately appeal and seek administrative stays where possible, to delay sharp effects while legal steps play out. 2. Replace affected IEEPA tariffs with targeted tariffs under other statutes such as Section 122, allowing short-term duties while the administration builds longer legal cover. 3. Use executive orders, targeted remedies and trade negotiations to recraft tariffs into narrower, industry-specific duties that are easier to defend in court. 4. Launch a public campaign to frame the change as necessary for jobs and security, pressuring Congress and foreign partners to accept deals instead of full rollbacks. 5. If refunds are ordered, the administration may seek phased or partial remedies to limit sudden budget shocks and avoid large immediate payouts. What this means for ordinary people and businesses. Even if a legal setback comes, many observers expect tariffs or similar measures to return in new forms. Courts may limit one legal path, but policymakers can and often will find others, so trade uncertainty could remain high for months. Firms should plan for shifting duties, possible rebates, and continued political pressure that can change supply chain math quickly. In short, a decision against the tariffs would be a legal defeat for the administration but not necessarily the end of Trump's trade agenda. Expect fast moves to new legal tools, more targeted duties, aggressive public messaging, and a political push to secure longer-term authority from Congress. Whether those moves will calm markets or prolong uncertainty depends on how sharply the court limits presidential power and how Congress and businesses respond. That is the latest on the tariff showdown and what might happen next. Stay tuned for updates as the court issues its decision.